Well, hi, it's Grandpa Ricky, and I'm glad I'm at home with a phone that works. And I've been talking to a whole lot of people. I love people. Used to be frightened of people, but I'm not anymore. And I see everybody as my friend. And people are calling and telling me about their fears, and I'm telling them stories about things that I know have helped other people. And I have a hero by the name of Bobby, and he and his family owned a lot of, own still, I suspect, I hope, a lot of commercial property in Toronto. And years and years and years ago, there was a serious recession, and businesses were struggling, and businesses were having to lay workers off. And it was a painful time for everybody. And what Bobby did was he wrote all of his tenants a letter saying how much he valued them as people, as tenants. And he was really practicing this idea that when somebody works for me, then they're giving me a gift of their time and their skill, and I'm giving them a gift of whatever they need, and most people need money. And he really got that. And he was a very optimistic man, and he had faith in the future and faith in himself and in his friends. And so he told people, his tenants, he said, listen, I know you might come into a time when you can't pay me rent, but that's okay. I'm forgiving rent that you can't pay because I know that you're a good business person and you're going to recover and you'll pay me back if you can. And I understand that that thinking trickled down where these workers were saying to these tenants were saying to their workers, listen, instead of laying you off, let's get together and figure out how I can give you some money as a gift, and you can help me figure out how we can make money in this crazy time. And if you can, pay me back, and if you can't, well, you can't. And so I'm talking to people who own restaurants and bars and have construction sites, and the governor of California has pretty well shut everything down. And so here are all these people, service people living on tips. And so I'm encouraging everybody to try to help out the people that have helped you, that have given you a gift. And here's another gift that you can give. And I think that we're coming into a time where if somebody gives me a gift, I'm trying very much to give at least 3 gifts, maybe to somebody else, maybe to the same person. And a friend of mine is just doing a huge favor for me because my wife is in Arizona. She comes back tomorrow. I'm afraid of going out of the house, and he has said, well, I'll pick your wife up tomorrow. And so I said to him, what can I give you as a gift? What do you need? Because a gift that isn't needed isn't a gift. It's more an obligation, or it's, hey, I hope you like me, or something like that. But real gifts are giving what's needed. And so if you have any way that you can help anybody out right now, it will not be forgotten. This is the upside of karma, that when I do a meritorious thing for people, then the energy will come back. That's what this Quechua word from the jungle is, Aini, the flow of energy. That you give me a gift, I give you a gift. I make myself strong and I ask you for help and you give me help, and then I'm looking for ways where I can help you. And it's hard. It's been so hard for me to learn how to ask for help. And I need help. I mean, I'm 82 years old, and you get to be 82 and you're up shit creek if you don't know how to ask for help. I'm learning that. And so a friend of mine phoned me up, and he was in a tight situation, and you know, he was in a relationship problem with somebody who was having a problem with him, and he was having a problem with her. And so I said, well, how can I help? And he said, I don't know. And I said, well, sounds like she's suffering. Maybe if you let me get in touch with her, maybe I can help her. Maybe that'll help the two of you. And he was so appreciative that he called me up afterwards, and he said, you know, what can I do for you? And so I said, I don't know. And he said, I know what it is. You need something. And he went out and got it and solved a big problem for me. And so that sparked me into thinking, how can I help more people? And here I am, I'm quarantined in my house. How can I help? How can I help you? And I hope you ask other people, how can I help you? And if you have a business that's been doing business, then maybe you can keep doing your business somehow enough to keep your employees a little bit employed. I don't know. My father worked for a company called McLean Hunter, and they're a big publishing. They have magazines. I don't know if they're even in business anymore. And when the Depression came along, what the company did was they divvied up all the work. They didn't need as many workers, and instead of laying them off, they said, okay, and they set up a system whereby everybody got a little bit of work. And the single people, they didn't get as much work. The people who had families, they got more work. And my father said it helped him because he had free time to help other people. And he was a member of the Masonic Lodge. And he spent the whole Depression helping not only other Masons, but also anybody who needed it. And I think we're coming into a time where we need to do that for one another. It's not just, you know, I'm all right, Jack. I'm looking after myself. And I know I'm on the right track because whenever I'm on the right track, hummingbirds come and bang on the window, and one just banged on the window. I don't know if you heard it or not. So take care of yourselves, and really carefully. The world needs you to take care of yourself, and stay away from the hospitals. They're going to be busy enough. And if you know anybody in the medical profession, phone them up and thank them, because they're the guys who are helping us the most. And this whole business about being angry at politicians, don't be angry. They got enough on their plate right now. Just everybody's done the best they could. And now the call is, hey, we all got to do better. So I hope this little video has helped give you some ideas on how you can help. And I just want to thank all the people who are dropping things off at the house and just staying away from me. And tomorrow, I just hope that that my sweetie can get back from Arizona. The governor of California has said that he will block the borders of California and come up with martial law. And martial law, Marshall was the marshal behind that. That's an interesting guy to watch out. He's one of my heroes. And he came up with the idea of the Marshall Plan. And anyway, look into it. Help each other, eh? And you're helping me by giving me something to do to maybe I can help you, inspire you. My granddaughter said, Grandpa, you can be a media influencer. And when I found out what a media influencer was, I kind of winced, but I don't want to be a media influencer. I want to be a media inspirer. And so you can help me do that. Pass this video on to whoever you think can use it. So thanks for watching. It's been a way for me to release the energy of all these phone calls with so much pain and suffering, and I get the pain and suffering and I bring it into me and I give it out to the trees and to the sky and to the earth. So please tell your stories. We need your stories, okay? Thank you.